Okay. Well, Pharrell put out a single today called "Cash In, Cash Out," featuring 21 Savage and Tyler the Creator. Tyler the Creator sounds good on there. 21 Savage sound lost on there, and I like 21. I don't like to put people in a box, but he just didn't sound comfortable on there. Like I've heard 21 over Metro and over shit, even Mike Will made. He just doesn't sound comfortable on the record, and honestly, the beat's not that good. And I'm gonna say this, man. Like I'm a huge Neptune fan and Pharrell fan as an individual artist and as a producer. He's been missing a lot. And I think a part of why I really haven't gotten into It's Almost Dry like that is because of those misses. Like, and I don't want to be a hypocrite. I say what I say about Steph coming up small because we know the potential that Steph can give us. I know the potential of what Pharrell could give us. And I'm not gonna sit here and make excuses for it and be like this shit's hot because it's Pharrell. It's not. It's not, man. Like I'm just not feeling any of this shit. I can't tell you the last Pharrell track that I really was feeling like that.
This track sounds weird, and I'm going to tell you what the real problem is. If you actually listen to what 21 Savage is saying on here, he's actually rapping pretty well, Mike. But the beat, he's obviously uncomfortable on the beat.
Mm-hmm.
But what he's doing is fine, actually, as an MC. The beat is actually making him look a little bad because I can see where he's actually trying to step outside of his box and do more than what he usually does.
This was more tailored for Tyler.
Producer's the head coach, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Job is to bring out the best in the artist. And I hear the artist trying to do his best, but it's not coming out over the producer's track. And it's like, well, why doesn't the producer hear that and stop before they proceed to rock the mic?
I think I think Pusha T gave us a little bit of insight of how Pharrell is currently working. He's not working to make the artist better. He's working to get the artist on the page where he is or whatever he's trying to do. And that's not what's at this stage in the game. And maybe that's how they were doing it back in the day when they were on their shit and making like some of the biggest records of its time. But that's not how it's working for you guys now. Like, it's not.
No.
LP says Rick Ross from Port of Miami to Trilla is a big jump. I would even say from Trilla to
thinking the jump is actually bigger from Trilla to Deeper Than Rap.
Deeper Than Rap.
Deeper Than Rap. Yeah, Deeper Than Rap's the jump, actually. Yeah. I think he's borderline the same rapper on Trilla.
Jay Short says buck 'em down. Don't tell. Heat goes boom. Bitch, please. DPG. Yeah, man, that album is fire. Top Dog is some heat.
I'm going to listen to Top Dog again. I listened to Top Dog last year, Mike. I did.
Mad Max says, Pharrell needs to retire. Laughing my ass off. The weirdo, fake, artsy wave is over. We're not trying to hear them type of beats no more. Yeah. I mean, listen, man, you could be weird and make some dope shit, but this stuff is just... feels like one of those things where somebody's just throwing some paint on the wall and they want to tell you it's a piece of art.
That's okay. No. This is what I mean. It's like people go like, didn't he make Brambleton? It's like, no, he made Brambleton and Let the Smoker Shine the Coop. Since when did all-time great hip-hop producers get credit for making two great beats on an album?
But you know what this is, Coop? That's that, Steph had 31 points in the game talk and had 2 points in the fourth quarter. That's what this is. We love Pharrell and we like him and we want to sit here and act like this ain't some mid because of who it's coming from.
Where are we at? We're like in the middle of June. We're in June, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we were to do an audit, like on the songs that I've played the most this year, I probably played Brambleton more than anything else. I love Brambleton.
But it's more because of Pusha T than the beat.
It is more about Pusha T and what Pusha T is doing, but also, too, it's like, well, there's 82 games in the NBA season, Mike. It's like, I mean, a nigga might score 55 one night, but that don't mean he's about to win the scoring title, no, does it?
This is true.
Brambleton's a 55-point game. Like, Let the Smoker Shine the Coop is a 60-point game. It's like, great, you had a 55-point and a 60-point game. How'd the season go?
Reggie says, fellas, did you catch any of the performances at the Roots picnics? Folks said that Black Thought went alien on the mic. I believe it. TD says that he asked if we heard Consequence single. I saw that Consequence had a single produced by Kanye out there, but I couldn't find it on any of the streaming platforms. Eric Sermon says, how y'all doing? Wasn't the Roots sophomore album, Do You Want More? And their first album was Organics. Looking at Coop's background, Peace from Ghana. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think you addressed that.
yeah.
Okay. But yeah, the Pharrell shit's a mid. I know you got to go in a minute. What did you think about that Logic featuring Wiz Khalifa?
Actually, you go first because I'm gonna pull my notes in a second,
I
and
actually
I'm gonna.
liked it. Once again, I mean, I think Logic's 2 for 2. Believe it or not. LP says juvenile hell to the infamous. Yeah, that's probably the jump. Look, believe it or not, man, I like what Logic is putting down right now. I mean, I think that the record that he had featuring DJ Premier, that was dope. That came out a couple of weeks ago, and I think with him and Wiz, they both kind of did what they do. I like the fact that Wiz started it out. I like the production on it. You know, Logic went more so with the fast flow, which is cool, and I think he sounded comfortable doing that and wasn't trying too hard. I think that's my only thing with Logic, man. I think that sometimes Logic gets on the mic and he has all the skills and all the tools in his bag and stuff, but he tries too hard sometimes. And I thought that when I heard that Black Thought single today, because when I heard Black Thought come in, he didn't sound like he was trying anything but to be he was just doing his thing, and it just turned out
Well,
dope.
well, he's the walking standard for bars, so he can do what he wants.
Yeah.
Here were my thoughts on the Logic record. Breath Control with Wiz. Wiz has been sounding fresh for about the past year now.
Well,
Like his bar game. I made the class. You studied the course. More concerned with stocks and mortgages and little boy shit. It's like I've never heard him talk like that.
yeah.
He's
Wiz,
growing up.
Wiz
No.
sounds like he's at
We talk
peace.
about how these grown men, like in their mid-30s, going into their 40s, keep talking like 20-year-olds. So it's like when I heard him say something like that, it's like no, he's growing up some. Just like we knock it and criticize it, we need to audit it properly and give props to it when we're hearing somebody spit that growth and development that we're looking for sometimes. I'm like you, Mike, not a big fan of Logic. I said, but once again, this goes. The beat switch and the sample switch intertwine.
Yeah.
My only complaint about it is to keep Funkmaster Flex off of everything.
I fuck with Flex. Flex a legend.
Okay, you keep doing that.
But yeah, I mean, I think the Logic's gonna give us a quality album, to be honest.
Looks that way.
Yeah.
Um,
What about the Ransom and Freddie? Ransom and Freddie Gibbs record.
I love Tupac interpretations. This is a Tupac interpretation done well because he's taking the hook from Trading War Stories and flipping it. I actually here was my main thing about this. I said Ransom switched up his flow on here. I said his bars are up, but he took his wordplay down to make sure that he could do the flow switch. Job well done.
The
That means
flow
he's been
switch
listening.
sounded very Rick Ross-ish to me.
I just like that he did something different because his main complaint about him right now would be is that his flow doesn't switch up enough. Well, this was a switch, was it not?
Yeah, it was. I think it was a dope song overall. I mean, I liked Freddie on it, and again, Freddie's coming.
I said, where Gibbs' album is at? I said, don't sleep. This is what he says. The wolf dressed as the sheep still. He's the one that could come be breaking up your little Black Thought Danger Mouse party and my little Nas and little Hit Boy party. Like Gibbs is the one that's looking like could break that album of the year talk. We're feeling respectively about those guys and that production team that's behind them. Like he's the guy right now. Because when I'm looking, hasn't everybody else taken their best shot?
I think so. And, my thing is, man, as much as I love the Black Star album, it's not untouchable. I think that these albums that we're talking about or these artists that we're talking about could easily take it. And next Friday, don't we have the game dropping Drillmatic next Friday? That's a sleeper
and Lupe's
too.
coming.
Lupe's coming. What did you think about Lupe's song?
I hate it because it was the song that I liked the least that I heard today. It was just okay.
Yeah, I thought he could have done a lot better.
And to be honest with you, it's like, well, don't go Kendrick Lamar on me right now. Okay?
You had some Kendrick Lamar sentiments that you texted me earlier that you wanted to talk about. I know we got a couple of minutes left. You want to speak to that?
I mean, it's just like, you got to make shit that people feel like they're out here. People are going through things, Like, you can't be in that box too much. That's what I'm talking about. It's like, you can't be in that box. Like, I wasn't being funny when it's like, man, this nigga went outside and then he went straight to Ghana. It's like, well, you're not outside touching your own people. Like you can go get all that praise that you want in Ghana. We
got Ghana in the building, by the way.
Huh?
We got Ghana in the building, by the way.
No. I'm matter of fact, this is actually I got this for Ghana in the building. That's what I was doing. That's Do You Want More? That's the second Roots album right there. I
But
keep
yeah,
everything with me.
I do think that there is a problematic thing about being a man of the people and not doing any press, right?
Yeah, like hold on. How are you a man of the people when you really don't do anything with or for the people? Like you literally go. I mean, you go into hiding essentially for 5 years, and when you come out, you like that thing that I sent you. You do a video, you drop an album, and you're in Ghana by the time your album release is getting its sales numbers. Now, who are you representing? Because you're not representing like the black man in America, and you're making and he's literally making every point to not be that person, and people keep trying to crown him. Like he literally is saying on the album, I can't please everybody. I'm stressed out. The weight of this is too heavy. He's literally flying over to Africa.
I'm not your savior.
I'm not sure. He's literally flying to Africa on some like Dave Chappelle type shit. It's like, hold on. It's like, what type of pressure are you under? We haven't even seen you in 5 years. What are you talking about? You stressed out? What are you stressed out from? People want you to release an album? Like, come on, dude.
Listen,
like, we need
man,
to start keeping it real with ourselves. Like, let's get off this shit.
You said a lot when you were quoting that Andre 3000 verse from TLC. This way comes wicked, and he's criticizing Michael Jackson, and he doesn't know a tenth of what that man, fame-wise, going through since the age of 9.
Hold on. But look, he recorded that verse in 93.
Mm-hmm.
By the time 1999 is rolling around, he don't want nothing to do with it. He only held up about 6 years to fame. Michael Jackson had been in the business for about a quarter century when he's making that comment.
No, straight
Literally
up.
had spent his whole life in the business.
On a high
that
level.
Andre 3000 knows nothing the fuck about.
Nobody does. There's nobody at that time, there was nobody for Michael Jackson to talk to that could be like, look, man, it's going to be like this, this, and this. He was in no man's land. The only person he could have maybe spoken to, and that would be irrelevant, was Elvis or something. And Elvis doesn't know what television is like.
No, I was actually about to say Paul McCartney.
I was going to say Paul, too. I thought about that, but that's a group. It's different.
No. Paul's still the man.
I feel you. But
Paul has been knighted in England.
I understand what you're saying.
That he's been knighted.
I understand what you're saying.
Musicians don't get knighted.
I understand what you're saying, but it's different when you have group members to bounce this off of. You're one person. Like, even what NSYNC and all those guys was doing when they was doing crazy numbers in Backstreet Boys, crazy numbers in TRL, Times Square. It's a little different when you're Britney Spears. You're one person. And we see how it's affected her.
No. It's different, Mike. I mean, if you really look at it, in the time that Mike was big, it's like the only person that he could probably talk to was like Madonna, Prince, and his sister.
Right.
Right. That's not like, I'm
and
sorry, Mike,
not,
that's
and,
not
and
like,
respectfully,
Mike,
they weren't there.
That's not a stable friendship circle.
Yeah.
It's not.
And you know what? Again, Prince kept himself around a lot of people, a lot of musicians. He stayed really grounded with his music community up in Minneapolis. So he had a safe haven with that. The home that Michael knew from Gary, Indiana, doesn't exist to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, is Encino home to anybody? Like,
right.
Right. No, I'm going to get to these super chats and we'll get out of here. I know Coop got to go. Reggie says, fellas, I know you love hip-hop history. DJ Premier, What's Up, episode 28, where he talks about him and Snoop working together on the one and only track. What track was that? Was that on the Jermaine Dupri record?
What, you talking about the Life in 1472?
Yeah, I think that I remember when Snoop was on that. He killed it. Blue Collar Hustle with the super chat says, Kendrick told us up and down that the album that the pressure that he went through was internal, not external. He spent the last 5 years dealing with his trauma.
Right. Hold on. Say that again. He spent the last 5 years dealing with his trauma, not yours, not ours, not this community's. Say it again.
Well,
he's not dealing with anybody's trauma. He's not dealing with anybody's trauma, but his, and y'all are treating it like he's dealing with ours. That's all I keep saying. He's not dealing with our trauma. He's dealing with his trauma. And wonderfully, he gets to drop a whole project on us. Y'all get to go into a frenzy about it, and then he flies to Ghana on that ass real quick.
Well, and on that note, we're going to get up out of here, man. You guys are going to have a great weekend. We got a lot to talk about this coming Wednesday. I'm going to listen to some of these albums that we talked about during the show. I took some notes. So I got to listen to the Blue Carpet Treatment. I got to listen to Currency's new project. And yeah, next Friday, man, I think we got Drillmatic, man. I'm looking forward to talking about that album.
No. I'm looking forward to it too, man.
All right, man. Talk to you
And
later. Y'all
Yeah,
have
and
a
we're
great
gonna get and we're gonna start working on this list. Me and Mike are gonna link up and start getting some things formalized, and we're gonna get this list out and get according to hip hop's list, the list that the people can be a little bit more proud of. Get these brackets going, all that. So
Yeah, and I'm gonna put up some polls like right now so that people can start voting on that. So get ready to start voting on these polls on the daily, and we're gonna be keeping all the analytics from it so we can get a real true blue list.